Good day, my friends. I believe for the meantime we may have to say goodbye to the hero of Precinct 1. And we salute you, good hero. You did a lot of great work for us in the past. For those who don't know, this is a 2-mana 1 in the white. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, create a 1/1 human creature token. This card has been amazing in the Nerf decks for a long period of time. But what has changed recently is we've seen a rise in a lot of other decks which have made this creature card, well, this payoff very underpowered in the current setup. So one of the main reasons for this is Rakdos Midrange is now the most played deck. And Rakdos Midrange, as you don't know, is a deck playing off here with Fable of the Mirror Breaker is one of their big payoffs as well. That creates a 2/2 goblin that then lets them loot, then lets them return the reflection of Kiki Jiki that can copy another non-legendary. Now, big issue with this is that this deck itself is specced with removal. They run Dreadbore, which kills our hero. They run playsets of Bone Crusher Giant, which stomps our hero because it only has 2 toughness. Fatal Push. The list goes on and on. Now, another reason as well is the second highest played deck is currently the Arclight Phoenix. This is in Pioneer. But we're seeing a lot of these decks which are Spellslinger mid-range decks, basically. We have, and Arclight Phoenix is loaded to the bowels with cheap spells to get removal. There's Fiery Impulse, Lightning Axe, Is It Charmed, a list of things that goes on and on that kills our sad hero. Now, as you can see, it's a bad time for the hero, because not only is the fact that we have to, that he dies to most of the removal she dies to most of the removal the opponents play, but the current setup is that a lot of these decks just go so wide with like Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Bone Crusher Giants, Graveyard Trespassers, multiple Arclight Phoenixes. We have to run sweeper removal to keep the board pretty much under control, and sadly the hero dies to any Clarion or any other effect. So what am I going to do going forward, and what I think we're going to be trying out right now is we're going to drop 4 heroes and instead play an old card that I completely forgot about. Saheeli the Sublime Artificer. So, 1, is it hybrid? Is it hybrid? 5-mana loyalty, Planeswalker. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 servo token. And target artifact you control, target artifact you control becomes a copy of another target artifact or creature you control, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. So, downsides of this, she's 3 mana, so she's a bit slower. Upsides, she's a Planeswalker, so she's harder to remove. There's also Planeswalker blindness, where a lot of players will go ham trying to kill a Planeswalker. The great thing about the Saheeli is we are not invested in her -2. There is something we can do with it that I'll discuss in a little bit. But honestly, if she survives on 5 or 1, it doesn't matter. She's here for her static. She's basically an enchantment that churns out tokens for us. Another benefit, she is it. So she can be hit off a Niv and put into our hands as a payout. Another downside, Niv doesn't trigger her the way the hero of Precinct 1 does. Now you might say to yourself, aren't we getting a little loaded with freeze? Because our other free drop that we run is the Widespread Thievery, which is another free drop payoff artifact. Not really. The way I think that we're going to be using this going forward is casting Saheeli will trigger the Thievery, and the other way around. So if we have Saheeli down and cast Thievery, we'll get a blocker. If we have Thievery down and cast Saheeli, we get a treasure. The issue as well as a downside with the hero is that the hero and the widespread didn't trigger each other. This way we can sequence it better to get whatever we need on the field. Now, one trick we can do with this is if we are potentially a mana short or we just need a bit of fixing, if we have a Saheeli servo, we can -2 to turn the servo into a treasure from widespread thievery, which is a nice little trick. Another little trick we can do is to try and score lethal out of nowhere with the Saheeli, is we can take a servo and turn it into another creature. Now, if we perhaps want to swing in with a Niv hasty, if we've cast a Niv, we've got what we need out of it, and we want to get a 6 out of nowhere quickly to put him down or take the game, we can do it that way. Another thing I've tried, and it has worked in certain scenarios, is to use it in conjunction with Edgar. So, with Saheeli out and a servo, we make the servo into a copy of Edgar. We legend rule Edgar, the real one, and keep the token copy. Edgar will instantly flip into his coffin, start pumping out 1/1s with lifelink, which can be relevant, can not be relevant. I mean, it's a cute little trick I did against a go wide token deck where I needed to just churn out more tokens, and gaining life was a good strategy. But 9 times out of 10 with Saheeli, we will literally just let her sit there on the field. Now I'm only running 3 because I don't want to get bogged down with like 4 of these and nothing to do, because we can't play multiples like we can with the hero, another downside. But another upside is she dodges all of our board wipes. So if we lose the advantage here in terms of board presence and we have to board wipe, we don't kill our token producer. In fact, honestly, it gives us something to rebuild with. And it's another thing that opponents will probably try to kill with removal instead of trying to kill a Niv. But yes, so to suggest, I'm afraid it is a sad day for us, as our good friend the hero is being retired for now. Perhaps as the metagame shakes up, I will bring him back. I already have a desire to play this and Saheeli in the same deck, but that's going to be a more token-based deck for fun. But yes, thank you for your service, hero of Precinct 1. We salute you, and we'll see you down the road.